take a bite out of it while it's lit.
Well, it's lit.
Save it. Oh, I'm kidding.
The basketball world and NBA family mourned the passing of Bill Walton, a towering figure both in stature and in influence. Known by his endearing chuckle, his lifelong love of basketball, and a sense of what-ifism, Walton's career had the highs, lows, controversies, and triumphs of a Hollywood movie. Bill was born in 1952 in California, son of Gloria Ann and Ted Walton Jr. He had 3 siblings. His mother was a librarian and his father a social worker and music teacher. Apart from his older brother Brucey, the Waltons were not a typical sports family, but Bill Walton was a byproduct of all of them. In high school, he took music lessons. His father formed an informal family band. Bruce played trombone, Bill played baritone horn, Andy played the saxophone, and Kathy played the drums. He also took a deep interest in social issues. Eventually, Bill would follow Bruce's footsteps towards sports, which he would use to cope with the discomforts of adolescence. He would recall, "I was a skinny, scrawny guy. I stuttered horrendously, couldn't speak at all. I was a shy, reserved player and a shy, reserved person. Basketball was my safe place." The Waltons may not have been a sports family, but they sure as heck became one when Bill and Bruce got to Helix High School. The elder Walton was a year older, stood 6'6", 250, and Bill recalls that whenever he was picked on, Bruce always had his back. "When they would begin to rough up Bill, I would take a look at Coach and he'd give me a nod," recalled Bruce. "Yes," recalled Gloria Walton. "And then when the referee wasn't looking, Bruce would give that player an elbow and let him know that skinny guy was his kid brother." Bruce was also the star of the football team and eventually went on to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Walton proudly recalled that he and Bruce were the only brother duo to ever play in a Super Bowl and win an NBA championship. Walton grew from 6'1" to 6'7" between his sophomore and junior seasons and often manned the paint with his brother. This is right around when his injury issues started, during that growth spurt, where he would break his ankle, leg, bones in his feet, and had to undergo a knee surgery prior to his sophomore year. As a collegiate player at UCLA under the legendary coach John Wooden, Walton led the Bruins to 2 consecutive national championships. His dominance earned him 2 NCAA Final Four Outstanding Player Awards, 3 consecutive College Player of the Year honors, and Walton's time at UCLA remains one of the most illustrious periods in college basketball history. For Bruins fans, Walton remains one of the greatest college players of all time. He was drafted in 1973 by the ABA's Dallas Chaparrals and in 1974 by the ABA's San Diego Conquistadors. Many tried, many failed, but Walton was not going to the ABA. So when the NBA's Portland Trailblazers picked him first in the 1974 draft, Walton packed his bags for Oregon, and for a little while, things were good. In the NBA, Walton's prowess entered new heights. He led the Portland Trailblazers to their first NBA championship in 1977, earning the NBA Finals MVP for his remarkable performance. In 1978, he won the NBA's Most Valuable Player award despite playing only 58 games while averaging 19 points, 13.2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2.5 blocks. But Walton's game was always better understood through analytics than box scores. He was truly one of the smartest players of all time, and while his raw box score numbers compared to some of the gaudy averages we see today may not seem like much, his 8.1 box plus minus and his 8.4 win shares were very impressive. Still, to this day, Walton's sole MVP is considered slightly controversial, as at the time, a 30-year-old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had posted a 9.3 box plus minus, 12.1 win shares, and played 4 more games. The 9.3 box plus minus mark is the second highest in Kareem's career, a career which spanned 20 years. It was the only one of Kareem's 20 seasons where he didn't make an all-star team. This followed an incident where he punched rookie Kent Benson in the face, leaving Benson with a black eye and requiring 2 stitches. Was it a revolt against Kareem by the NBA, an already controversial figure in a changing America who was a black Muslim and an outspoken human rights advocate? Was it punishment from the NBA, who was suffering in ratings and had been failing as a business for being, quote, too black, to punish their best player in the league for punching a white player who himself alleged that Kareem had attacked him unprovoked? It's a dark chapter in NBA history which predates Magic and Bird, predates the Jordan golden years, predates LeBron, but for many people, Walton became a recipient of an award that wasn't his. And while it's fair to argue that Kareem had the better season, the better career, this can never take away from the fact that 25-year-old Bill Walton had a comparable season to arguably the greatest center of all time at the peak of his powers and was on a better team. That's impressive. Portland finished the regular season 58-24 and Walton returned for the 78 playoffs. Unfortunately, x-rays taken after Game 2 revealed that the bone below Walton's ankle was broken. Portland lost the series in 6 games, and Walton would unfortunately never play for the Portland Trailblazers again. During the offseason, Walton demanded to be traded, citing unethical and incompetent treatment of his and other players' injuries by the Blazers front office, and specifically the pain-killing injection he was given for his injury. Portland refused to trade him, and he sat out the following year in protest before signing with the San Diego Clippers when he became a free agent. Walton played 14 games in his first season in San Diego, before missing the next 2 years with injury. In the following 2 years, he would be relatively healthier, playing 88 games, before the Clippers would move to their now current home in Los Angeles. At the end of the 1985 season, Walton reached out to the Lakers and Celtics as his final stop, so that he could end his career on the same note he had started it, winning. His decision to choose the Celtics over the Lakers allegedly came down to Larry Bird. Larry, who was in the office when Celtics Red Auerbach was making the deal, said, quote, "If he feels healthy, it's good enough for me," which starkly contrasted with the lack of trust he felt from the Lakers' Jerry West, who wanted to wait to make the decision pending a medical report. Walton described doctors looking at his x-rays at the hospital after he arrived in Boston. "And then Red, he bursts through the double doors and he's smoking his cigar in the hospital, and he walks in and he says, 'Who are you guys and what do you do with my player?' And they're saying, 'Red, come here, look at this, look at his feet, look at his face, we can't pass this guy.' And Red says, 'Shut up, I'm in charge here.' And Red pushes his way through the doctors, comes over. I'm lying on the table there in the doctor's examining room. Red looks down at me, he says, 'Walton, can you play?' I looked up at him with sad, soft eyes of a young man who just wanted one more chance to be part of something special, to be part of the team, to be with the guys one more time. And I looked up at him and I said, 'Red, I think I can, Red.' And Red, through the smoke with his big, cherubic grin on his face, looked at the doctors, looked at me, and he said, 'He's fine, he passes, let's go, we got a game.' And we were able to go out and win a championship." Walton received a standing ovation in his first appearance with the Celtics and became a Celtics legend. He played a career-high 80 games as a backup, won Sixth Man of the Year, and his second NBA championship, beating Hakeem Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets. Walton became the only player in NBA history to win a Sixth Man of the Year, an MVP, and a Finals MVP. Bill was great. Was he better than Kareem as voters thought in 1978? No. Does he have a place as one of the 50 greatest players of all time? Sure. I guess it depends on how you define greatness. Bill was one of the greatest college players of all time, and on his way to becoming one of the greatest NBA players of all time before injuries took all of that away. It was remarkable to witness how hard he worked to become great at things that he was objectively not great at. He went from a scrawny kid to an NBA beast on the basketball court. He went from a kid who stuttered to one of the greatest sportscasters of all time. If that's not greatness, I'm not sure what is. He went from an MVP to agreeing to a sixth-man role in order to help Larry Bird win his third and final NBA championship. Beyond his athletic achievements, Bill Walton was a unique and vibrant personality, known for his effusive basketball commentary and encyclopedic knowledge of the game. Walton's voice became a beloved fixture in sports broadcasting. His enthusiastic and often unconventional style brought a new dimension to basketball commentary, endearing him to fans and adding to his legacy as an ambassador of the game. He was a passionate advocate for various causes, including environmentalism and social justice. He drew the ire of many African Americans for being a poster child for a whitewashed product, and drew the ire of many white Americans for being a hippie. His commitment to the issues he cared about reflected a deep sense of responsibility and compassion, qualities that endeared him to many. Walton's life was a testament to the power of using one's platform for greater good, and his efforts in this regard will continue to inspire future generations. In remembering Bill Walton, we remember not only a phenomenal athlete, but also a remarkable human being. His love for life, his dedication to his principles, and his indomitable spirit left an indelible mark on all those who had the privilege of witnessing his journey. As we bid farewell to this legend, we take solace in the enduring legacy he leaves behind. Rest in peace, Bill Walton.